So, what are the reasons you want to be a tutor?
I want to be a tutor ultimately because I love helping people. I like that it allows me to really help people from all over the world. I get to learn at the same time. People seem to always have specific fears and specific doubts, and being a tutor allows me to help them get rid of them.
I want to be a tutor for 3 reasons. First of all, I want to help students. Second, I get to learn a lot from them. And third, I get to make a friend with a lot of people, like this one, and a whole lot more outside.
The reason why I want to become a tutor is because I want to help students to become an independent learner. While helping other students, I get to interact with various people and gain communication skills. At the same time, it allows me to tutor other students and improve their study skills.
What do you think is the most important quality for a tutor?
I think the best quality as a tutor is to keep students' motivation towards a subject. Because without their motivation, we cannot lead them to a successful learning experience.
Tutors, I think that probably the most important thing is that they have, first of all, a good understanding of the material, and they need to be able to really explain something simply and clearly. And then interpersonally, I think that a tutor should be able to have patience with the various problems they run into, and they need to have a good sense of humor.
So, what do you think is the hardest thing to do as a tutor?
The hardest thing to do as a tutor for me is having to tell people no. Telling them I can't help them with this, I'm not allowed to do this for you. Because a lot of times what people expect from you as a tutor is they sort of expect you to be something like a professor. So when you tell them no, to them it feels like you're sort of invalidating their question. So it usually sort of makes them angry, so you have to find a way to work around their problem and try and help them in a different way.
I think the hardest thing to do as a tutor is to deal with frustration, both the students and mine, and not losing patience.
The hardest thing to do as a tutor is to figure out what is the student's learning style in order to be efficient while trying to help them.
The hardest thing to do as a tutor is to understand what the tutor is asking. Not only understand the definition of what they're saying, but also understand the idea behind it. Therefore, a tutor could help the tutors catching up with the knowledge they're missing.
How are tutors able to overcome difficulties while tutoring?
One of the biggest difficulties I had while tutoring is trying to incorporate students from different levels at the same time. Because sometimes with the time you get Italian 1, 2, and 3 coming to me in one session, and you can't just help them with one general response because they all have different questions. So to overcome that difficulty, I divide them into groups according to their levels, and I spend at least 15 minutes with each of them, and I do it in increments, so I keep switching. And while I'm working with one group or one student, the other two are working on something that I gave them to do. And sometimes if the student from a higher level is listening, sometimes they have something they can share with the students of the lower levels that helps them.
What is the definition of a tutor? As a tutor, my job is to help the student become an independent learner and also to understand the student's needs quickly and address them according to my tutor training standards.
Actually, I think tutor's job is to help students, and tutor is to help students to learn the skill and abilities to study and help them to find their own ways to study and just guide them to be successful.
What is a tutor? A tutor is a person who dedicates his time to help students achieve their academic goals by teaching them a variety of learning skills.